I forget what it's called.
Angel.
Angel with
Angels, yeah.
no.
No, I
Angels
think it is
with Angels with
is it snakes?
broken dreams. Angels with.
Angels with.
I have literally no idea what you guys are talking about.
Home Alone when he plays like the old movie for the pizza delivery guy.
Isn't it a fake movie?
Yeah.
It's a fake movie.
But it has a
just
name.
named
Oh.
No, I think it's a real movie. Isn't it a real movie?
No,
I'm
it's
pretty
a
sure
fake-
it's a fake
fake
movie. Yo, you're questioning me, the movie guy? You're questioning the movie guy about movie trivia?
Have you guys watched movies that made us?
Have watched some
On
of the
Netflix?
episodes. I don't care about most
What
of the
is it?
movies. So like I wish
They're
there
pretty
were
good.
I wish there were
What is
more
it?
movies that I cared about.
I don't even know anything
Yeah,
about
well, I mean, you don't watch movies, so.
I'm the movie guy. So
So literally the first episode was Dirty Dancing. The second episode is Home Alone.
it. Yeah.
So I mean, one of them was Back to the Future. I'm pretty sure. One of them's Ghostbusters. Like they're
Oh,
popular movies.
Wait,
which
so
one
what is
did I
this on
watch
Netflix?
then?
Like a
Oh,
documentary?
maybe I haven't watched any of the
So
movies
it's-
ones.
So each one is probably like a 45
watched
minute
the
to
toy
an
ones.
the toys that made
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Yes.
Each one's like a 45-minute to an hour episode,
Yeah.
and it like goes into depth about like, all right, this is like how we made the movie. Like these are
Oh,
the
cool.
struggles that we hit when like we were making the movie, and it usually has like the director, like the screenwriter, like it has a bunch of like the people that were like made the movie.
Does the
There was some interesting background stuff on the first couple that I watched. One of them was Home
Does
Alone,
the-
and they talked about like a lot of like the background stuff.
Look at what that movie is actually called. No, I was gonna ask was does the movie one also start
Angels with Filthy Souls, Mike.
there?
That
it is.
sounds right,
Angels
yeah.
with Filthy Souls. Is the movies that made us, is that one also narrated by the guy from the Jackbox games?
Wait, the toys is narrated by the guy from Jackbox?
I remember like texting you that. I was like watching an episode. I'm like, why do I recognize this guy's voice?
You texted me
You
that?
don't recall that?
I'm pretty sure I did.
I mean, I'm not doubting you. I feel like I usually remember dumb shit like that, dumb conversations. Not that you saying that is dumb. Just like I feel like I remember useless
is.
things that don't necessarily need to be retained in my brain. But
Let me see if I can find this text.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's a quick Google to find out if that's actually true.
You know what his
I'm
name
not
is?
the guy from
Like-
from Jackbox.
I don't know what the guy's real name is.
Is
I
it
know in the
Donald Ian
game-
Black?
I know in the game he called himself Cookie Masterson, but
That's
I don't
true.
know. I doubt that's his real name.
Yes.
He does call
Donald Ian
himself-
Black is the guy that made the toys that made us. So he did season 1. He did not do season 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the first season
Interesting.
is Dirty Dancing, Home Alone, Ghostbusters, Die Hard. Season 2 is Back to the Future, Pretty Woman, Jurassic Park, Forrest Gump. And
I
then
feel
they
like
did
all those movies
Elf and
are,
Nightmare
like-
Before Christmas too.
I feel like I know Pretty Woman was a huge deal, but I feel like no one talks about that movie, and everyone still talks about all those other movies you just listed.
It's fine. It's a fine movie.
I've never seen it.
I will say what is a good watch. I don't think I've ever brought this up on the podcast. I don't even know if I may not have even mentioned it that I watched it to you three, but The Last Blockbuster is an interesting thing to watch. I did enjoy that for the most part.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah, I heard
documentary,
that.
right?
Yes. It's very interesting. There's a lot of interesting things about that, and I don't know. I was intrigued by it. The idea
It
of
was in Alaska, right?
yes, I'm pretty sure now it's closed though.
It
Yeah.
is closed, yeah.
Actually, the documentary might end with it being closed or them being told that they're going to close.
Sounds about right.
But it was a good watch. I mean, it's on Netflix. I would recommend it if you're looking for something to throw on one night. I mean, that's literally what it was. I was laying in bed and I was like, I kind of want to just put something on that I haven't seen before I fall asleep. And if I fall asleep, I don't care. And then I ended up staying up to watch it because it was interesting enough that it kept my attention.
That's what I did last night. I watched Kate, half of it at least, on Netflix.
Oh, what are you, Hideo
That's-
Kojima?
Why did he tweet out?
Yeah, he tweeted that he just watched the movie. Does he always do that when he watches a movie? He just tweets,
I don't
"I
know.
watched this," because I feel like
He's a huge movie buff. He's
Yeah.
definitely a huge movie. Because he's friends with like Nicholas Winding Refn, the director of Drive, and he's friends with like Mad Mikkelsen and all those guys. Yeah, he's like a
oh, you don't say
Big
the
in-
people that are in his fucking video games
yeah, I know, right?
Guillermo del Toro.
is in Kate.
Norman Reedus.
All these people are not in Kate.
No, they're in Death Stranding.
No, I know that. But I mean, you said Mads Mikkelsen, and he's in the movie Kate.
No, it's Woody Harrelson and
Oh.
that girl, Ramona Flowers. I forget her name.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Steam Virgin, yeah.
Interesting.
No.
Well, I feel like this is as good a time as ever to welcome everyone to the Pass Controller Podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we talk about Mads Mikkelsen too much. Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Saturday evening is the anime senpai himself, Mr. Michael Desir. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm about to go get up and get my food.
That's why I had a feeling the time was coming up. That's why I was like, I gotta get the intro in before Mike pops up for a second. So how are you feeling, Mike? You feeling hungry?
Yes.
You're gonna eat too many pizzas?
If we get into like a thing in this episode, I may mute myself and just start eating my steak tips.
Yeah, as long as you mute, just mute. Don't. No one wants to hear chew noises, you know?
But you have to do it on camera.
Oh, of course. No, you have to
All right.
see that I'm doing it, but you have to listen to me do it.
All right, go get your
It's
food.
incentive to watch us live.
Yes, exactly. You want to watch Mike eat. You're into vor. If you're into that, you can pretend you're that morsel of steak. Anyways, also joining us is I did call him Anime Senpai. I was like, I felt like I did call him Mike. We got the Fortnite father, Todd Gary. Todd, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Speaking of Mad Mikkelsen, I rented a movie that was in theaters recently on Amazon Prime, and I fucked up, and I ordered the American version, and I wanted to watch the subtitle version. When I say I had to shut the movie off after 10 minutes because none of the actors, the voices, Mad Mikkelsen's voice sounded like it was like Rick Moranis, first of all. It was like so off key for like this guy who's playing a badass, and I was like, I'm never watching this. I'm just never going to watch this movie now, and I'm not buying it again.
What movie was it?
I don't know. It's got like really good reviews. I forget the name of it. It was like a random movie that I like looked it up and I was like, oh, I should watch this.
There's not just an option for you to change the
No, and I was
language?
so mad because I clicked on the other one and it's like purchase, and I'm like, come on.
What movie is it?
It was like, I'll Google it right now. I'll see.
So wait, it's a movie starring Mads Mikkelsen, but it's someone else voice over him?
It's subtitled. It was I forget what language it was in. They filmed it in some like remote.
But the American
area.
version is not Mads Mikkelsen talking; it's someone else.
No, and it is legit
the
like
fuck?
the worst voiceover work I've ever heard. It was like it was painful. Like I couldn't watch it.
It is weird that they got
Someone
somebody
else,
to
yeah.
voice Mads. I mean,
I'm
he
assuming
may
it's a
have just
money
been busy
thing.
to do it,
Or just like
or
a
he
money
may have just
thing.
been busy.
Yeah,
I imagine that they probably have to ask him first, since he like
it's
can
him.
do voiceover for himself. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's called Riders of Justice. That's what it's called. And I was so mad. Yeah.
interesting. Well, rounding us out this evening is the Disney daddy, the Pixar player, I don't know, anything. Dominic Forty. Dom, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I was kind of hoping that Mike wouldn't come back, and I thought he hadn't muted his mic, but it did. But I guess he did. I was kind of hoping Caesar would jump up there, and we'd start hearing Caesar go to town on the mic.
Oh shit, that would be. I mean,
I can try and make him come back.
Mike, I got an extra mic here. You want to come swing by, grab it, and just put a second mic down low for Caesar?
Yeah, I'll put a second mic. I'll get a second cam. How could I do that?
Cat cam's easy, Mike.
Well, I mean, in terms of this call, how would I have it?
Oh, you'd have to make a separate Discord account for Caesar. You'd have to do a bunch of finagling.
That might be
Or you could
honestly,
work.
It might be worth it.
You could do a workaround where you open up Streamlabs, have that going with a camera for him, and then share your screen and crop that as your shared screen, and I add it to the call.
You know what? I could probably use Streamlabs and do a virtual camera. I'll set up Streamlabs to output as a virtual camera, so that way, within Discord, it'll just be me. Well, I'll just be signed in, but my camera
Will be that. Ah, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah,
See?
that
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like a work. That sounds like a workable reach around.
Yeah. Sounds like you could.
I liked it. I
Sound
liked it.
sounds like you know.
Brendan's gonna ruin it in a second. Just shut up.
I was trying to figure out a way to say circle jerk, but we'll just move on.
No, I saw the gears turning and I didn't like what they were doing.
It definitely sounded like a Jerry comment was coming out.
I appreciate you saving me the embarrassment, Mike, because there was definitely going to be a Jerry moment. You know,
had a fart attack.
Is that a line from an episode?
Yeah, when Jerry like farts and then he also has a heart attack at the same time. I believe.
This is Parks and Rec, Jerry, and not.
Oh, okay.
Rick and Morty.
Wait, now you're
I was-
now I'm Jerry Gergish too? No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
I mean, I think you embody a little bit of both.
All right, fine, I'll take it. I mean, if I'm Jerry, then what does that make the rest of you, Parks and Rec wise?
I'm gonna be Mark Brandanowitz.
But you're still on the show, Mike.
I feel like Mike is April.
That's fair.
Mike's not cool enough to be April. He's hot enough, but not cool enough.
I do
'Cause I
get.
feel like he
Mike
tries to
being
put in the
April.
least amount of effort, and he tries to care the least amount.
No.
All right,
think
you
Dom
are
is-
correct. You are correct. So then what does that make the two of you?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm more
I'll
Tom
be,
Haverford than I am Jerry. Come on.
That's such a Jerry thing to say.
Remember at the end of the series when Tom makes that book and he basically you like, do a quiz and you each end up being somebody. It's like, oh, you're a Donna and these are the qualities you embody. And Ben does it. He's like, yeah, I got a Tom. And Tom freaks out. He's like, no, I gotta redo the book.
Oh fuck, I probably have a little bit of Ben in me too. Damn it.
The smidge. Todd can be Chris.
Chris
I
Pratt?
don't know why. No,
Who's Chris?
Oh, Chris.
By Rob Lowe's
Okay,
character.
I got
Oh.
confused because I was like, I don't remember a Chris on the show. So then what would that make Dom?
Amy Poehler, Leslie Knope, easy.
Dom is Ron.
I don't think Dom's stern enough to be Ron.
I definitely am not
I don't think any of us have
optimistic enough to be Leslie.
big Ron
no
energy.
no one's Gene Ralphio.
I wish I could be Gene Ralphio.
Mike wishes he could be Gene Ralphio, but he puts in the effort of April Ludgate. Mike, you could be Gene Ralphio if you want to be.
I'm a complex person.
Dom can be. I guess I don't know. None of us are really Andy either.
None of us are really Andy.
What about who else are we missing? The dentist guy?
Ian.
Isn't there a dentist?
Jam.
Yeah, Jam.
Oh yeah, Jam is a dentist. He's an orthodontist, I think. Yeah, none of us are Anne. Apparently, none of us are. What was Paul Rudd's character's name?
Paul Rudd was on Parks and Rec.
Bobby Newport.
There it is.
Bobby Newport.
Bobby Newport.
Bobby Newport.
Oh,
All right, that's enough, Jerry.
No,
Don't waste some time.
Dom is fucking. Dom is fucking. Dom is the fucking radio guy. Fucking what's his face?
Oh, Nick
I'll
Kroll's
take it.
character.
Yes, Nick Kroll's
Take it.
character.
The douche.
Douche.
Oh my god. I love that scene where he was fluctuating between saying something smart and saying something douchey. He was like, yeah, I'd love to, pound that. Do you guys know where the library is?
Is Mantzoukas on there at some point?
Yes.
Yes.
He is.
Something Feinstein.
What's his character's name? Yeah.
David Feinstein?
David Feinstein, maybe. Yeah.
Fuck.
What's his real name? What's his real name? It's something more exotic or something.
Oh, yeah. It was something. Wasn't it something terrible?
No, because he said he picked David Feinstein to sound more exotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is.
I don't know. It's a good fucking show though. That's I feel like for some reason that's an underrated show. Like I feel like it doesn't get the. Like I feel like
It was
that.
living in the shadow of The Office.
I know,
Yeah,
which
it hurt. This first season being a clone of The Office hurt it.
yeah, but I feel like it has.
Dennis Feinstein.
I feel like
Dennis
it has grown out of that so
What was
much.
his real name?
I'm gonna look it up in a second.
I feel like it's grown out of that so much, even in the public space, where like people.
Oh, even by the end of the first episode, by the end of the first season, it was its own show.
Of course,
like, they
yeah.
stopped doing the what do they call it? Cam capture. What do they call those shows?
Like
the
a
documentary.
mockumentary.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like when season 2, season 3 were still on the air, like airing live. I feel like maybe the show could still be hurt by that Office thing, but I feel like since we're so far past the show and it's on Netflix or Hulu or somewhere, it's somewhere you can stream it. I feel like it has
It's probably on Peacock, right?
probably, yeah. I feel like it has the ability to kind of outgrow that because I feel like The Office was popular, but like I feel like it didn't really become what it became until it started streaming on Netflix, and that's what everyone was fucking watching on Netflix. Like it was still popular.
I think it was pretty
It was
powerful
still
on it.
popular,
Yeah.
but I think it kind of turned into something even like more like it broke through like mainstream pop culture even more because of its like
I think
Netflix
streaming
popularity.
in general increased a lot of shows.
For sure. That makes sense. I'm curious to see.
I don't think The Office suffered from, or not suffered from. I don't think it had as big a turnaround as like Family Guy with the DVD sales.
Yeah.
Like that show literally got canceled and got saved because
Mhm.
of how well the DVDs were doing.
Yeah.
The
So,
Office
a couple
only
of things-
struggled after Michael Scott left. After
And even then I read today that like it was still doing decent
Still doing
on
well.
the
Yeah.
air. Yeah.
Yeah. So a few things I want to mention. Number one, his name was Dante Fierro. Dante Fierro.
Dante
was-
Fierro, see?
Xanthai's real name. Number two, I was watching a video about Parks and Rec, I think yesterday or this morning, and it had come out. I think The Office was in season 4 or 5 at that point, so The Office was doing pretty well, and I think I saw what their numbers were too. And I also recall, I think
Was she Anne or was she Karen first?
she was.
oh, definitely The
Karen.
Office
I think she
first.
was- she was
That's like
Karen.
season. That's like season
Was-
3 of The Office.
Well,
Yeah, Karen. She was like season 2, season 3.
Season 3.
And,
Season 2, I believe, ends with the casino, which is when Jim kisses Pam. Listen, my Office knowledge
Fair.
goes very deep. I'm like, I
no question.
I have watched that show front to back too many times.
And the other thing I was going to mention was I don't know if any of you guys listen to. Well, I believe Brennan listens to Conan Needs a Friend.
I skip around. It's not like appointment television,
Did
but
you
I
listen
do
to
enjoy
The
it.
John
I listened
Krasinski
to the Howard
episode?
Stern one.
Yes, he sounds so weird just
sounds
talking in like a regular voice.
Yeah, it's weird. But I only bring it up because he had mentioned like how precarious the show was doing in like those first few seasons, and he'd mentioned that part of the reason why the show managed to like survive as long as it did was, I think at the time you could buy episodes on iTunes and like people were like watching it on their iPods.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Which
I know
is
about that, yeah.
which I would argue to Dom's point is kind of the same as DVD sales, just it's just
Yeah,
digital.
I bought all the Office TV as soon as
But
they
it saved
came
it from
out, I
ever
bought
being
them all.
canceled, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's yeah. I mean that I don't think that show was like an instant. Like I didn't start watching The Office
It wasn't-
until
it
like
wasn't instant.
until it was probably already into season 3. And I had to go buy the DVDs. I may have actually bought it on iTunes as well, but I did buy the DVDs. I still have them. DVDs. What am I gonna do with them? But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to get to the point I was gonna get to is Seinfeld is coming to Netflix. And I feel like not that Seinfeld is a show that wasn't fucking huge and, I'm sure at the time was breaking all types of records and stuff. I'm curious to see if it going to Netflix kind of reinvigorates its space in like mainstream pop culture and see if like a new generation of people start watching the show, to see if like quotes and stuff start becoming like popular again or like used more frequently in like
it was already on Hulu.
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't
but
even
like
know
is Netflix still not the
I'm
king?
Gonna probably rewatch it. I'm gonna probably rewatch it all on Netflix again now, just because it's gonna be on Netflix.
Is Netflix still not like the main thing?
Netflix is doing more to promote that they got it, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll help it. But yeah, I mean, it was already streaming on Hulu.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Hulu is a weird one because there's like 2 plans. You can pay and you get shows with commercials, and then you pay more and you get no commercials. Is that correct?
I believe so.
So like that's a kind of confusing thing. I don't know. And this is just me speaking to my own personal experience. This might not translate to everyone's, but like, if I don't know what I want to watch, I'll just put Netflix on and look. I really won't do that with any other streaming service. Like I'll only go to Disney Plus if I'm watching something specific, or Apple TV. Well, Apple TV is just trash. Like, fucking throw it away. Besides, like, the couple of good shows that are there, I don't care about Apple TV.
Yeah, I have all these apps on my TV now, so it's like I don't know how you guys do it, but like so I just flick through all the apps on my TV, and I'm just like, oh, let's see what's on this. Let's see what's on this.
But like,
Well, the other thing is that when on your TV, if you have all the apps on there, you can just go to Apple TV, and it literally puts everything in the same platform for you, so you can just scroll
really?
there. Yeah.
but doesn't it also include things that are like purchasable? Because like, I don't want to look at stuff I have to pay for.
But I think you can filter that out.
Interesting. I mean, if that's the case, then I'll just start going through Apple TV, because that obviously makes everything easier.
It doesn't make Apple TV very much better, but it is an interesting format where it allows you to like look at everything that you can watch.
No, I mean, yeah,
Instead of just scrolling through Netflix, you can scroll through everything.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is like, I don't really open Hulu to scroll through Hulu. I don't really open Amazon to scroll through Amazon. I only go to those places to like specifically watch something. Netflix is the only thing that I will like open to just scroll through. So that could be.
I think Netflix has a better platform to do that. It has a better setup to do that.
I think it has the best interface. I personally hate Hulu's interface. Like, it's so slow for me, and like it feels clunky. But anyways,
it's good if you're using it for like appointment viewing, because it'll put everything that you're watching like right at the top for you, so you can literally just click on it and it'll play all the episodes.
Yeah.
That you haven't watched yet, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So you could essentially catch up on a week's worth of TV, and it would just play those episodes back to back. But
that's good. I will say I hated how it separated. I don't know if it does this with all of its anime, Mike. You might know, but with
separates the dub and the sub into like two different like episodes.
Yes, so like when I was watching Shippuden, I would watch an episode dubbed, and then when that ended, it would play the same episode subbed, and I'm like, who in what world does anyone want to watch this way? Like, I would be constantly having to skip forward, which is like not the end of the world, like, but that's how it was doing it for me.
I don't really watch. Every once in a while, I'll watch something like an anime like that on Hulu, but I could have sworn if you pick, I don't know, the interface is weird, but I could have sworn you could like pick, like, all right, I'm maybe watching the dub.
Listen, maybe you can.
It'll just line up those episodes for you for that particular season. But it does look weird when you look at a season. It says it has like 100, or like it has like a weird number of episodes, and you look, it's because each episode is listed twice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's very possible that I don't know what I'm doing. So
it's possible.
But yeah. Anyways, a couple of housekeeping things before we get into the actual episode tonight. Even though we're cruising on that.
I think we've gotten through half the actual episode.
Yep, we definitely have. This episode of the Pest Control Podcast is sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you're in the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore of Massachusetts on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday evening, you want to get yourself something sweet, something hot, something tasty, fresh out of the oven, you can head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, you can check them out on social media at Goodnight Fatty and educate yourself at these tasty treats. I don't know if you got the cookies yet this week, Mike, or if anyone else looked at the flavors, but they got some fucking bangers. They got Twix, a Twix fatty, a Kit Kat fatty.
Kit Kat.
Yep. And then the only one I don't care for is a Reese's one.
Oh, the Reese's one looked actually pretty good.
Wow. Yeah. I don't fuck with peanut butter like that. So you can head on down and get yourself some tasty treats. And of course, as always, if you head down, let them know Pest Controller sent you. But that's not all, actually. Tomorrow's Sunday, and I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and get myself a chubby. And if you want something hot and fresh and tasty, fresh out of the oven on a Sunday morning, you can be just like me and go to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a big, fat, juicy chubby fresh out of the oven. Anyways, moving right along. This where are we? September's PTC Movie Club pick for the month is Dom's pick, and Dom has chosen The Country Bears. So if you want to suffer through,
you are welcome.
If you want to suffer through that movie with us, watch it at some point this month, and we will be talking about that the last episode of September.
I would like to share that Todd texted us today and told us that he enjoyed the first 10 minutes of the movie.
The song, yeah, right.
So
those bears are like frightening. It should be like Five Nights at Freddy's with those fucking bears.
No.
So now here you go. Todd's 10-minute Toddy. His first 10 minutes. That's his take. It's good music. So take that as you will, and we'll move right along. So before we get into what we've been playing and then the main topic for the evening, I want to bring back this segment that I still haven't come up with a better name for, but I do like the idea of it. So we're gonna keep it going, and that is, of course, what does Mike think this Animal Crossing character does? Now we're going in the honor system here. I believe that Mike doesn't have his Google machine open, and he's not gonna look this up. He's gonna really do this the way that he does it. He obviously is channeling his April Ludgate and doesn't care enough to actually look it up, so he will never do that anyway. But Mike, I'm gonna bring to you a character. I don't know if he has shown up in every Animal Crossing, but he does show up in most Animal Crossings, and this is of course Gulliver. Mike, what
you know who Gulliver is?
What is
Don't even
Gulliver?
disappoint me on this.
I do know Gulliver.
Okay.
I saw him. He's a big old bird. I don't know if it's a pelican or.
He's a
whatever.
fucking gull, Mike.
You're
Gulliver.
a gull. You're
Oh
a
my
gull.
God.
Don't give me attitude.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
Mike. So you got the gimme. I feel like we had to kind of bounce back because last week I threw you one that was out there. So this is a little bit more of he's a staple. People know what he is. So he's a seagull. So you were close. I mean, you knew he was a bird. You knew who he was.
He's basically the only way you can get new items in that game. basically,
Todd,
if you have
what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
He's a drunk.
So
I feel like that is not the first time Todd has done this.
so Mike, what does Gulliver do? Todd gave you half the answer.
I give you a pretty big hint.
So he
He drunkenly washes up on shore.
drunkenly walks up on the shore and he says, and he like gives you the tour of the place. He's like, "Hey, this is, the place.
This is where you live.
Good luck."
I don't know anymore. I don't know. Everyone's just giving you the answers. He's not drunk, but yes, he does wash up on shore.
No, he's drunk. Don't even try to tell me he's not drunk.
And you usually have to complete some task for him so that he can get back to his boat. And when you do that, he gives you a new item. Usually the items that you get from him are special items that you can only acquire through him. And I believe he shows up on a timer. So I don't know if it's every once a week. I don't think it's once a day. I think it might be once a week he shows up.
He washes up on shore drunk as a sailor.
He's
Once a
a
week?
sailor, Mike.
He's a sailor.
It takes a while to wake him up too.
Well, there you have it. There's been everyone's favorite segment where Todd and Dom give Mike the answer. Fucking nailed it. We crushed it.
Well, he couldn't come up with that Gulliver was a gull.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Mike. A hint for future segments. Sometimes the name.
Because what I don't know what part of Daisy May, that was her name, right?
Yeah, Daisy May.
Something?
I said sometimes.
I'll
I didn't say
get that
always.
somewhere.
I didn't say always.
Yeah.
But you did know it was a bird. So I feel like
it was a bird.
Gulliver is a good hint for you to think, well, maybe he's a seagull. I mean, you weren't far off a pelican. I mean, pelican, seagull, they're water-faring
He's
birds.
also some sort of
He's a tanuki.
raccoon.
He's a
Yeah.
he's a tanuki.
Oh,
Tanuki.
So he's a
That-
Tom-nuki.
See?
Tom-nuki.
That one works.
Gulliver's Travels. That's why he's a sailor.
Isabel. She is a bell, Mike. That one's not the same
This
type
one
of.
all day.
That's not the same type of thing, but she is shaped like a bell, which is why I think her name is Isabel. Anyways, that's been everyone's new favorite segment. And a Mike crossing. Anyways,
That was good.
was it? We're not
Did
gonna
anybody see that? Did anybody see that part of the Fortnite Apple and Epic lawsuit back and forth thing involved Peely being a banana person that is like naked in the game?
Oh yeah,
no.
yes. I saw
So
that.
weird.
I saw that back when people were like when it was like the trials were going on, people kept like digging into the
Yeah.
courtroom, whatever the fucking stenographer does. What is that called? Transcripts? Is there another word for it?
Yeah. I don't know.
They were digging through that type of
Apparently they
stuff.
Apparently they brought it back up, and Epic's lawyer went at Apple and was like, "I don't understand why you keep putting Peely in the suit. Like, what is the difference? Why do you feel like you have to show this banana person in clothes?"
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
It's the Chewbacca defense. This does not make sense.
Yeah.
This is a banana. He's not wearing any clothes.
He is a Wookiee from Kashyyyk.
I saw an interesting tweet because we don't have to get into this because this is not the topic for the evening. But I saw an interesting tweet that was basically like, you have this big lawsuit between these two big companies going on for so long, and at the end of it, they both lost basically because Epic lost pretty much every part of the lawsuit except for one part of it. So they still have to pay Apple like a shit ton of money, but the part that Epic won fucks over Apple because now going forward or whenever this takes effect, apps can basically, part of the thing that they were fighting with Epic was that they didn't want people to spend money elsewhere, like directly through, like Epic was basically like, spend money through us and not through Apple. But now the court ruled that Apple can't enforce that, so that like literally what's going to end up happening is probably every app is going to end up becoming free, and it will be, oh, you want to buy the full thing, you want to buy this, here's a link, come to our website and buy it.
Yeah.
So
because Apple was getting
Yeah,
too much of a
but-
percentage.
yes.
But Apple still has the authority to just say like, you just won't have your app on our store anymore.
Yeah, but that's a windy road to go down because they're gonna have to probably change their whole like terms and stuff because they can't just willy-nilly cut apps off without a reason. I would assume there's probably some sort of like, business law in there that would.
I'm sure they can find loopholes.
Well, that's what Epic did. They found a loophole, and Apple didn't like that, and then it turned into this. But then the court ruled against Apple. So, I'm sure we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I don't
I
think
mean-
Apple doesn't have to put their game back on the market, right? That's what I was reading too. So like,
Yeah, they
in
don't
some
have to
ways,
put the game back, and they don't have to
Yeah.
give them back their developer account.
Interesting. I mean that's still a weird thing though. Like I don't know. And plus, I'm sure if that ends up happening, I don't know how many people play Fortnite mobile. It must be a big enough number where this was going to affect
Sure,
Apple in
yeah.
a big way. But I'm sure that Epic can maybe figure out a way to do kind of what Xbox did and like make it run through the cloud somehow or like browser based or something. So, because like I play Xbox on my phone fucking all day, and I just
Yeah, but it's an Xbox app,
that is true.
which you get through Apple.
All right, there's probably a workaround. Epic has enough money
There's
to
probably a reach around that they can work on.
yeah. Epic has enough money where they can figure something out. I'm sure, or just say
Also,
fuck Apple.
Did you guys see how Peely became a character? Because I didn't know this.
He's a banana. Someone had a banana at a desk and was like, let's make him a skin.
Naked banana.
Jonesy found a rift while he was eating a banana and went to put the banana into the rift, and the rift pulled him and the banana and spit out Peely.
So what you're telling me is that Peely is actually Jonesy
and
as a banana.
combined. Yep.
You know what?
Ooh.
Number one, dude, why is there so much Fortnite lore? Number two, I think I do remember seeing that like early in the game. I think that was one of the things.
I'm
It's probably the first time rifts were a thing.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, we don't have to make it like a full like weekly or any type of thing, but we could probably do like a once a month like Fortnite lore show, and
Fortnite facts?
people will
Right.
probably care. People would probably be interested in that. But anyways,
People probably laugh at us for just finding out Fortnite lore. What, 5 years into the game? 4 years? Into the game?
they'll love our personalities. They'll love our old man personalities. Todd's an old man. Todd's old man. Anyways, before I get into what I've been playing, I know Todd's been playing some new stuff. Have either Mike or Dom been playing anything other than Fortnite?
No,
Mike, did you download Psychonauts yet?
I think I did.
All right, play it. I
He did.
promise you will
He
enjoy
did.
it.
I've been playing Psychonauts, the first one.
Ooh, okay. How does the first one hold up for you so far?
I mean, it's an Xbox game, but
Yeah.
it's fine. I mean, it's like playing an N64 or an Xbox game. It's
Mhm.
it's a platforming game. I mean, 3D platforming. I mean,
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't,
gonna.
I don't hate it. I need to explore more into it so that I can. I just wanted to play it so that I don't know that I felt like I deserved to play the second game. I guess.
Yeah, the second game does a great job of making
recapping the
you.
first.
Of recapping the first.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I feel like I want to. I don't know. I feel like I've always wanted to play it
Yeah.
and just never had the reason or the ambition to. So
Yeah. That makes sense.
yeah, I'm having fun with it. What else have I been playing?
There was something that you had said you were
Rock Band
playing.
4.
How's your trip back to Rock Band 4 been?
It's been fun. Still completing the career mode that I started. I don't know. When did that game come out?
Oh shit, you're going to the poop factory? Trying to stop the poop factory?
I don't. Was that Rock Band 4 or was that Rock Band 3?
No, it's Rock Band 4.
Was it?
It might be
I'm
part of
not
the
doing.
it
I'm
might be
also
part of the
not doing
Rivals expansion.
rockumentary. I'm not
Oh,
doing the
okay, then
rockumentary.
yeah, that's the poop factory.
Yeah, I'm doing the Go on tour. But yeah, no, I'm having fun. I mean, me and Mike downloaded a bunch of songs.
Did you
one
guys
night
play
and
online
spent
together or
too much
no?
money for no reason.
Have you played online together yet or
We
no?
did not because we were trying to play a song and didn't have the same song, which is a horrendous way to run your online, but it's too late to care, I guess.
Listen, they want to get that money. If you buy the song and I don't, I shouldn't be allowed to play it because I didn't spend the
Why?
money.
If we were sitting in the same house, you'd be able to.
I feel like there's the potential with that for like, I don't know, one of us to just, or like someone to have like a bunch of songs downloaded and it's like, oh, I want to play these. All right, cool. I'll just sign on and you could like join my lobby and you play.
I mean, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean,
you would have to be in the same thing, so I guess you could put it on no fail and
Yeah.
sit there, but I mean, it seems like a lot of steps for no reason.
yeah, that's true too.
To save the $2.
Yeah, but now you're getting $5 from us to fucking play Dear Maria. I think that's the song
Did I
we were
buy
trying to
that?
play. I'm pretty sure we both bought it.
I think we both bought it, but I had to buy it after we established.
I think that's the song we tested it on, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a phase, it's a lifestyle.
I got your picture. I'm coming with you.
Who sings the song? Do I know the song? What is happening?
There's a store. All time.
All time low.
Oh, I don't think I listened to them.
I don't know, it was a big TikTok thing. Todd probably knows the song.
Todd's a big TikTok guy.
I'd have to hear it.
Oh, I also played. So I meant to do a written review for it, but I'm just gonna do it here because
Oh shit.
I'm too lazy.
That's fine.
to write
That's what I was getting to.
So-
I was like, I know you said you were playing something, but you didn't tell me what.
Yeah, Mike, what was the name of the game?
I don't. You know, whenever Doctor Who comes up, I just immediately check out.
It was a Doctor Who game on Switch?
It was. So there is the Lonely Assassins. So there's a Doctor Who game for Switch now, which was on. I think it released earlier in the year on PC and something else, but it came out on Switch a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It just came out.
Yep, it's like a found phone game. So you use your Switch like as a cell phone, and essentially the game is that you play as a character that appears in a fan favorite episode. And you're like investigating like more characters from this episode.
Oh, so it's like live footage. Like it's
Yeah, there's live footage and it's you're like scrolling through this phone of a character that appears in an episode. It's if you're a fan of Doctor Who or you're a fan of found phone games, it's actually a great game to play. It's pretty quick. It's probably only like 3 or 4 hours worth of gameplay, but it is actually a great game to play. There's some jump scares in there. It features a jump scary enemy of Doctor Who. Who fans of Doctor Who will probably know who it is anyways.
It actually has good reviews too. It's at 81 on Metacritic.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's a good time.
So, is this something you'd recommend to people who didn't watch Doctor Who? Because it would not really make any sense.
So, you don't need to have seen the episodes for it to be a good game. I wouldn't recommend it to you because you don't like jump scares. Um, it's
It has
you'd
that many
also have
jump
to
scares in
like.
it?
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, there's a few. It's a 4 hour game, and there's 3 or 4 jump scares in it.
Hmm.
Um, like 3 or 4 like true jump scares. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of that style of game, it's not your regular game where you're a character playing. Like you are taking the place of the character. Like
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
I don't think you have to be a fan of Doctor Who to like it, but I think you have to be a fan of that style of game if you're not.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Then it gets the Dom seal of approval
It does.
for
Fans
Doctor
of
Who
Doctor Who
fans.
will definitely enjoy this game.
What is the name of it?
I think it's just called The Lonely Assassins. I don't think it's called Doctor Who: The Lonely Assassins. It
Yeah,
might
it's
be.
just actually, yeah, I think it says Doctor Who: The Lonely Assassins. Yeah.
Oh wait, it initially launched this year. So Dom, is this currently your game of the year?
Yeah, I suppose it is.
I'm trying. I
I
want to
suppose this
see.
is my game of the year right now.
Yeah, the developers. I don't know the Maze Theory and Kagan games. I don't know what else they've made.
They've only made found phone games, I believe.
Interesting.
I believe on Steam you can buy a found phone pack of games, and it includes The Lonely Assassins.
Interesting. There you have it. If you're a Doctor Who fan, this sounds like something. If the gameplay sounds like it's up your alley, something you should check out. What about you, Todd?
If you're a Doctor Who fan, you might not even care about the gameplay. Like you're playing as part of a Doctor Who story, so you might enjoy it regardless.
Yeah, interesting.
Like it features characters from the show.
Is it like canonical, or it doesn't need to be, or it doesn't matter if it is?
I mean, it is canonical. It actually gives you background on a fan favorite episode. So, if you're a Doctor Who fan, you will enjoy like the story of the game too.
Interesting. Maybe I'll start watching Doctor Who at some point, and then I'll play that game.
I will stand here again and say that I think that you and Mike would enjoy Doctor Who. I don't think it's gonna change either of your minds. Mike's not even here to defend himself. But...
Well, what's that? I think. Yeah, I'll definitely watch it, guys. There you go. There you have. Mike says he's gonna watch it.
I always feel like I always assume Mike watched it and is a fan of it for some reason. I don't know why.
No, I know that they would like it.
No, Mike.
I mean, you'd really like it too. It's very campy, but
Mike's more of a fan of space time adventure cop or whatever the fuck the community version is. I forget what it's called now. Adventure Space Time, maybe.
Can't remember.
You know, there's like a whole. I don't know if it bleeds out of a different. I don't know if it ever leaves a specific season, but there's like a few episodes where like they go to a convention and like they're like Troy and Abed are dressed up as the characters, and
No, I know. I definitely remember what you're talking about.
I think it's called Professor Spacetime, or I don't remember. I literally just watched an episode where they referenced it recently too, so I definitely know the name of it. What about you, Todd? What have you been playing new and exciting?
I beat Psychonauts 2.
Well, we can talk about that a little bit because we both finished it. So how do you feel about Psychonauts 2?
I loved it. I thought it was so good.
I'm gonna keep it spoiler free because I do
Yeah.
think Dom and Mike will enjoy it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's like I said last time. There's like no point where I feel like I'm doing the same thing in that game, and I think that's why I enjoyed it heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just I never knew what to expect playing that game. You know.
I agree with you.
That's what.
It's funny that's what you kind of let off with, because when the game starts off and you're doing what you're doing, like when you get to like the hub world, and then like you never really do what you did at the first part again. Like that was like at some point my brain was like, all right, well then I just never know what to expect next, because it's like not really the same. Like you're not like going into worlds, like you are, but you're not.
And it's funny because like I don't think this is like real spoilers, but like how they explain the beginning, they don't really explain the beginning. Like you're in like a cubicle,
yes,
but you're technically that's not even really like I don't want to like
get
too much.
Yeah, I know. It is like, very good. It's a gorgeous game.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's like there's so many great levels that I'll never forget. Like the cooking level, like the band level was my favorite. Like the whole Woodstock
Yeah,
RV Fest
that's
level. Like
yeah.
great.
The Jack Black stuff is probably some of the
Yeah.
best part of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so well done. It's definitely I'm hoping that this game's super successful and they just continue with this series now moving forward, which I'm sure they will. After how
Honestly,
people love this game.
even if this game isn't super successful, which I think it bare minimum, it's definitely like critically successful because I think it's gotten pretty much well reviewed across the board. And I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a game of the year for some places and some major websites. So like even if it doesn't do super well commercially, if Double Fine wants to make another one, I guarantee Microsoft is on board for them making more of this.
Also, the music is so good. Like the soundtrack to that game, the score, everything about it is so good.
Yeah, the voice acting is all great. I mean, obviously, like Jack Black's in there, but like everyone else that's in there, like voicing characters, is just good. Like I like Raz's voice. Like he's the guy that does Invader Zim and like a bunch of other things. But
I also found out that there was a huge documentary on like the first one that apparently is like amazing. Where they followed them through the making of the first game, I believe.
mhm.
And when they kickstarted this game, it was supposed to launch with the documentary of them making this game, but they didn't want to like drown out the game itself, so they're gonna release this documentary. But apparently, one of the like lead developers left midway through this game, and the fact that it still turned out this well is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I want to actually watch that documentary now. I've heard like nothing but good things. It's like, I guess it said it's like probably like your best inside look of game development.
Yeah, I think the documentary is out. I think it's out already.
So there's one prior one they have, but there's like a new one that apparently they're releasing too.
Interesting. I mean,
you're gonna probably see how like Xbox stepped in when like because I think that game was supposed to come out in 2018. Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
So I think the acquisition of Microsoft buying that probably is what drove this game to be what it is right now. So, I don't think
for sure. I mean, at least for now, or at least what the public facing side of like Microsoft acquiring all these companies has been so far is that like they don't want to fuck with things. They just basically want to give them money to make the thing they want to make. So if that's really what's going on and that continues to stay that way, like all these studios that Microsoft have, they're gonna thrive. Like they're gonna make the things they want to make. And I've never played a Double Fine game up until this, and like now I'm a Double Fine fan. Like if any of their other games are even close to as good as this is, like I'm gonna like go back and play Brutal Legend, Psychonauts 1, some of their point and click stuff like Grim Fandango and Day of the Tentacle. Like I'll give them all a shot just because like. Not only is the game good, like not only is Psychonauts 2 a good game, it's a gorgeous game. It has great music. It has great voice acting.
package deal.
It has a story that I care about. Like it touches on mental health issues like in specific ways, and like it has a good just like narrative altogether with like the story of the characters and like what's going on. Which is like a thing normally in like platformers. It's like save the princess or like stop the bad guy, and it's like. You're doing that, but also like there's a lot more going on.
I have nothing bad to say about the game. I just have one little complaint, and I don't even think it's that bad of a complaint. I did find at some points in the game where you can only like lock in 4 powers, and I hated having to constantly switch quite a bit. That was literally the only gripe I had with that game.
Yeah, I also kind of wish there was a way for some of those abilities to just be always accessible because because I agree with you.
You had to switch.
Yeah, you had to switch,
and mid-fight or like.
And it wasn't like a thing where it's like you had to be skilled at doing it. Like when you open the menu, it stops everything. It's not like you're like in a fight and like you're gonna die or something. But all the worlds are like worlds or whatever you want to call them. All the areas you go to are like
so unique.
Exactly. You never feel like you're treading the same type of ground. You never feel like you're doing like mindless, pointless things. That's like any gripe that I have with the game is very minor, kind of like what you just said about that. Like the little figment things that you collect, there's just so many of them, and it's like it kind of
maybe I'll go back and get them someday, but I'm not probably get them all.
Yeah, exactly. Like they serve the purpose of like I think it's whenever you collect 100 you gain another level, so like they do have that aspect that makes them kind of worth your time picking them up. But like, I don't know, some levels have like 300 of them, and it's
Right.
like, I don't know. I would still find myself going out of my way sometimes to get a lot of this shit,
Same.
and then like,
Yep.
and then there'd be points where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I don't like, I'm not gonna
That's
100%
exactly
this game, at least
100%
not
the
right
same
now.
thing. Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, it kind of serves a purpose. If they didn't level you up, then I would just not care. If they were literally just things to pick up and collect.
Right.
But I mean, you kind of need that too, because there are people that like to collect stuff, and if you if you do want 100% the game, there's definitely some, like, the game itself. If you were to just go through it, I don't think it's too easy. I don't think it's necessarily too hard. There are definitely some
Dude,
difficulty spikes.
that cooking level,
I
the
love
last
that.
round
I
of that
loved
thing,
that section.
but that last round, like if you made a one little mistake, like
You
it was,
you
I think
fucked
I
your
did
time
that
up,
with
yeah.
like 10 seconds left. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
like, Jesus, like racing.
But like, that's such a unique like level. You know what I mean? Like that whole
Yeah, oh,
section is
absolutely.
just so good, and like, the game does such a really good job of like mixing it up and never feeling stale, and like
Yep.
really just not knowing what to expect next. And I mean, it, will Psychonauts end up being my game of the year? I don't know, but it's definitely a contender for
Oh,
that.
it's definitely, yeah, 100%.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, it's such a great game. Like, I couldn't put it down. I was so excited to like go back and play more of it. And it was like, I play certain games on my phone through xCloud, like, or whatever remote play. But I wouldn't do that with Psychonauts, because I was like, I want to have headphones on. I want to like be in this space and like be here and enjoy it,
Right.
because it was so good. Anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, I also bought Sonic Colors after watching like a bunch of reviews. I saw like so many great reviews. Man, do I fucking hate this game. I don't even know if I'm gonna fucking even come close to even wanting to finish it. I don't get it. I don't understand the appeal of this game. I think the jump controls in that game are some of the worst controls I've ever dealt with. I feel like I'm fighting Sonic trying to get him to jump. You
Hmm.
know how like in like the side-scrolling one he jumps and it feels good,
Yeah.
and this one he just doesn't jump high enough, and it just feels like it's like gravity's pulling him down when you're trying to jump up, and then if you touch a wall, he like it's very, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people were like giving this good reviews, and I just don't understand. And it's basically like playing like Maze Runner on your phone half of the time. You're like swipe left, swipe right, and
Oh, that's
it's
so disheartening to hear. Only because like, I I have always heard that Sonic Colors is like one of the better 3D Sonic games. So like,
yeah,
I was kind of excited because I never played Sonic Colors, and I was like, oh, like, I'll probably grab this, because like, if it's supposed to be a good Sonic game, then like, I'm kind of excited for it now. But after hearing you say that, I'm like, oh fuck, like, I'm waiting till this goes on sale or something. I'm
and
not buying this yet.
it does some levels do speed really well, and then there's some levels where it like the jumping just doesn't work that well for me, that like I feel like I'm like slowed down the whole time and I'm just doing these jumps, and it's like feels more like a platform game where you're jumping and trying to get from place to place, but you're fighting against the controls to get to these places. Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, I was not expecting this game. I like I said, I watched like the IGN review and I'm like, dude, this game looks dope. I can't wait to play this. And then I'm like, oh,
What'd you
okay, I
get
don't
it
like
on? What system?
this. Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Switch has had some performance issues.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking. That's what I was just reading, and I wanted
Yeah,
to
I
see
don't
if
get it
that
on
was part of
Switch.
it.
Yeah.
One of the other reviews that I had just read was that the port is tarnishing people's views of the like original game.
Oh, really?
So I
That
wonder
makes
if
sense.
just the
Okay.
port just didn't come out as well as it could
Interesting. I
have.
mean, that's possible.
Well, it's weird because the cutscenes look really. The game looks really good when you're playing it, and then all of a sudden it looks like they didn't do anything to the cutscenes because it looks like blurred animations, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't give a shit because I don't give a shit about like the story in Sonic and like them
The,
talking to Doctor
it's
Robot,
like the opposite
Eggman.
of Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly, right. But
where the
yeah,
graphics were whatever while you were playing, and then it was like HD graphics while you were watching
right.
cutscenes, and I was like, "What is this?"
Liam loves it though, so I mean, I guess like that's good at
Yeah.
least, and he's pretty decent at it. And the only other game I've been playing is I just started last night is the Forgotten City, where this game is fucking amazing, and I've only played like 2 or 3 hours of it, but I'm so excited to see where this game goes. Yeah, I mean we can talk about that more some other time when like I finish it. I think Brendan, you said you were gonna buy it, but yeah, I
Yeah,
highly recommend it.
that's probably something I'll buy on Xbox, Dom. So you can check it out too.
Yeah, and it's just like more of a you you start off where you wake up in a river, and some lady's like, you gotta go find my friend. You gotta go find my friend. And you go into this little like temple-ish cave, and all of a sudden you drop down and fall, and then you basically end up in like Rome, in the city that's underground, in like a crazy time period where they have this thing called the Golden Rule. So if anyone commits any sort of crime, murder, stealing, or anything, um, the everyone basically dies and gets turned into gold. So like you have to figure out, talk to like all these people, and I don't want to get too far in it without spoiling anything, but it's really, really fucking good. It's not my style of game at all either. It's definitely not something I would usually like be raving about, but oh man, did it hook me in this morning, especially. I played like an hour or two of it, and I'm like, oh, I'm completely sold on this game.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people raving about that game recently, which is interesting because it's it's a smaller game. See a lot of people kind of hyped up on it is cool to see. So it's definitely something I'll check out. And then I didn't anticipate on playing this right away, but I was very, very thankful to get Cam, friend of the show, Cam Hawkins, had a extra code for the game, so he threw it my way. So I have Tales of Arise on Xbox now, and I played first couple hours of that today, and I've never really played a Tales game. Like, I've watched people play Tales of Symphonia a little bit. When I say I started Tales of Vesperia, I played I played it for 20 minutes, but I had to stop. I had to go do something. So I just was like, well, I'm just going to not do this right now. And then I never made it a priority to go back to it. I will go back to Vesperia at some point, especially after Tales of Arise, it being my first Tales game. I don't know how the rest of the series holds up or plays, but I'm loving this game. I don't know if anyone else would like it. I don't know if the three of you would like it. The combat is very fun. It's like a mix of, it's kind of like Final Fantasy VII Remake, but not.
Were all the other Tales games like that, or were they
I
straight up turn-based?
I think at least the last couple of Tales games are action RPGs. I don't know about older ones. I don't know about Tales of Symphonia, which was a GameCube game. I don't know if that's turn-based or not. But the combat's really fun. It's not super crazy, but there is a little bit of depth to it. The voice acting is good. It's gorgeous. It is fucking absolutely gorgeous. And the story is kind of interesting. I'm kind of engrossed in the story. I think right before we started doing this, I think I'm coming up to the first major boss already, because I played it for 5 hours today. So maybe not a full 5 hours, because I was in and out of my office. But I've put in a good amount to get a fairly good impression of it so far. And I think the game's pretty good about teaching you the game without throwing a million things at you at once. It's a little spaced out. But I like it. I like the character so far. I'm excited to play more of that game. I wouldn't be shocked if I played the whole game this week. And I finished it this week.
You know what always stops me from playing a lot of those games, Kingdom Hearts and those games, is that I feel those stories are just maybe not for me, because I feel they're always kind of the same. All those Final Fantasy 7, I mean, not 7, Final Fantasy in general. A lot of those stories always seem very similar in some ways, and I always am do I want to dive into something like this? And I'm going to listen to anime talking guys for half the time I'm playing this game, and I just can't. I can never decide if I.
Todd needs it to be gritty cowboys.
No, I don't need to be. I just it just seems a lot of talking and a lot of dialogue and a lot of over cutscenes of anime stuff, and I don't necessarily give a shit about.
I mean, I can't speak on the full length of the game how much talking and cutscenes there are, but so far the cutscenes in the game is fucking cool. So I'm on board with this game so far. If this game keeps me this excited and engrossed for the duration of it, this will easily be a game of the year contender for me. I'm having a really good time with it. Very, very much so. I'm very happy that I was able to get my hands on it as soon as I am, because I was pretty much going to wait probably to play Tales and play a few other things that I have currently. But I decided to push those for Tales, and I think I made a good choice. So here's where we're at. Oh, go ahead.
I'm also confused because, I mean, we keep saying Game of the Year contenders, but in a couple weeks we're gonna have Nickelodeon's All Star Brawl come out.
I love
So-
how it's just a complete clone of Smash too. Like they're not
Yeah,
even.
we're
trying to hide
absolutely that's
anything.
absolutely our game of the year. So I don't.
I mean, but here's the thing though. Todd said it's absolutely.
Actually, we also need an update. Mike, what's your game of the year right now?
It's still a toss up. Still a toss up. 12
What,
minutes.
what are the or
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
okay, just making sure.
I don't know. I forget what the whole title of that game is.
A New Legacy, Mike. If you don't even know the title of the game, is it actually your game of the year?
Well, I knew a New Legacy.
He's
was
only
the name
played
of
2
the-
games this year.
I knew it was the title of the movie. I didn't remember if the game had like a different title.
Oh, is the movie also called A New Legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the game is just called A New Legacy. Well, Mike, play fucking Psychonauts so that can also be a contender. I think you will really enjoy that game. It is a good platformer. Plus,
Yeah, that's why I'll play it next year.
you like Invader Zim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got that guy
But he's
talking
also
to you the whole
gonna
time.
be-
He's
in
also the
the
voice of Billy from Billy and Mandy,
Oh yeah. Wait.
and the voice of.
I don't think there's voice acting in the Nickelodeon game.
Oh, there is not.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry
There's
about that.
no voice acting in
Yes.
the
There's
Nickelodeon
no
game?
voice acting.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fucking
weird.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
I mean, it's still my game of the year, but that's
It,
bullshit.
it's funny that Todd said it's an exact clone of Smash
And
though.
Daggett.
And here's the thing is that PlayStation Battle Royale All-Star bullshit would have been a better game if they just cloned Smash. Instead, they tried to do something a little bit different, and it was fucking garbage. That game is so
I
bad.
kinda liked it.
No.
I didn't play it really, but like,
No.
it was
I
whatever.
played it a
was
few
like-
times. It was fucking trash.
It's
Yeah, it
so
wasn't
the
a good game.
Nicktoons game is a clone, although they did add some other like, unique mechanics, I guess.
I'll have to play it and see if it's like that could be a thing where like I'm sure it will be a good party game. You know what I mean? Like it'll be a good fun time to like get in there and dick around.
Game of the year.
Watching like some of the combat in that and videos, I think like IGN has a string of videos right now where it's like whoever, I don't know if it's the
Characters
full
fighting
roster,
each other.
but different characters fighting each other. And like,
Yeah.
again, this studio and like Nintendo making Smash, not the same budget, not the same thing. I get it. I'm not trying to compare the two things, but it's a Smash clone, and like it looks kind of like wooden to me a little bit. So like I need to play it. Looking at it isn't gonna do anything for me. I need to play it, and if it feels good, then I'm on board.
I mean, Smash doesn't have Cat Dog in it, so right off the bat, we've got a contender.
That's
Is
the video I
Cat
was
Dog
watching
your
when he was,
main?
like, spiking him- when he was like spiking the guy, and I'm like, oh man, this is just like this. Is
Yeah.
it's like-
I do think
Cat
it's
Dog?
I don't know.
Dirty.
I do think it's funny that like there's little things that are like exactly like Smash 2 or like within the gameplay, but also I think when you win a match,
dashing and everything.
I think when you win a match, it like on the screen it says something else, but the announcer says game, and I just thought that was funny because it's like, all right, why isn't he saying the word that's on the screen? He's just saying what Smash says. So you're early calling it. Both you and Mike are Cat Dog mains.
No,
Oh,
I
well,
don't.
I'm
Not
not,
yet.
I'm not calling it. But I.
Mike,
seen Cat
Mike,
Dog play.
I'm in a screenshot the text where you said Cat Dog. He's got those mix-ups, and you're a Cat Dog main.
Yeah. And I can say that, but I haven't seen the entire roster yet. For all I know, Korra's going to be dirty.
Oh, here we go.
True.
Here we
Or it
go
might
with
be an
Avatar.
Aang man.
Yeah.
It might be an
maybe-
Aang man.
Yeah, we'll be the Avatar brothers, sisters, siblings.
Oh, you guys duos? You doing duos only? 2v2s?
Duos.
Uh,
And then you and Todd can be the something
Turtles.
else. Yeah, I guess.
are there two turtles in the game, or a turtle
about it.
turtle in April?
Yeah, there's two. There's two. Michelangelo and Donatello, I think, are both. I'm sure all 4 are in it, and we just don't know that yet. But
Yeah, but then do you really need that many fucking Echo Fighters?
No, what they should have
they
done
all have
was add
different
Shredder.
weapons.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
they'll be pretty similar. Shredder would be
Add
good.
Shredder. They should have added.
Splinter?
Well, I was
Splinter
thinking
actually would have been
to
dope.
flesh
Fuck
out-
Shredder. Put Splinter in
would have
there.
been dope, but I'm just talking about like fleshing out a different property, because I don't know how many.
You said Shredder.
I don't know how many. I did say Shredder because initially I was filling out that one first, and I was gonna move on
Oh,
to different
okay.
ones. Because, but if I add Shredder, if there's already 2 turtles in April, that's 4.
Yeah,
Could
I
they be
don't,
double?
I don't think Turtles is gonna.
Plankton?
Plankton, is Plankton already in it? I really don't remember.
I think it's just
I'm a-
Patrick and
I'm a
Turtle.
Plankton man.
I just said Turtle. Patrick and SpongeBob. Who the fuck is Turtle?
No,
I think Sandy's
there too.
Oh yeah.
Sandy
Yeah.
Cheeks.
So like, I don't think that.
They might have the biggest roster of a fucking fighting game.
I doubt that, but I don't think that
Imagine.
Turtles is gonna be the
They
Mario.
just beat it with like filler characters.
Like
No,
if
Turtles will be the
no,
Turtles will be the Fire Emblem.
no, if Turtles had the most, if it had more than SpongeBob, SpongeBob would be Fire Emblem. I don't think SpongeBob's Fire Emblem. I think SpongeBob is Mario.
SpongeBob is Mario, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying.
So Turtles
you
can't
know,
have more, or else they're
That means
Mario.
Plankton needs to be in the game. And Larry the Lobster.
Larry the Lobster.
And
Mr. Krabs.
Larry the Lobster would be
Krabs.
dope. We need some tank characters. What tank characters we got in there? We got fucking
Larry the
Powdered
Lobster,
Toast
yeah,
Man.
He's their Ridley.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get many more properties in here. I think we know what we're getting at this point.
But when are they going to show us the items?
Are there items in this game?
Yeah, and
I feel
Final
like they
Smashes.
I feel
Are
like
there
they
really
should.
Final Smashers? Are there like superpowers?
I
Supers?
don't know.
Interesting.
They
You think
haven't
we're
shown any,
you think
but
we're gonna
they
get
should
iCarly
have them.
or whatever? Not iCarly. What's JoJo Siwa? We're gonna get JoJo Siwa.
Yeah. We gotta get a JoJo
We're going to get
Siwa.
Zoe 101. There we go.
Wouldn't it
And
be
Wreck-It
weird
Ralph.
though if they started putting in like
Like
humans?
people?
Yeah. So that'd be kind of
Yeah, I don't
bizarre.
think I'm ready for that.
I feel like JoJo Siwa has like a Lizzie McGuire-esque animated character. Remember how Lizzie McGuire had the
Had the
inner
little doodle,
dialogue
yeah.
thing? Yeah.
What if they really go the full clone and like instead of Master Hand, like all of this is taking place like it's Stickly pulling the strings and he's just got like fucking, you know, he's the Master Hand of the universe.
We're going to have Face instead of Master Hand.
But what does Face do besides fucking, you know?
I don't know.
You
It's not
think
up to me to make these moves.
are we gonna get any Nick Juniors? Are we getting Blue? Are we getting Dora?
Yo.
I think they've decided we're not going to fight children.
All right, give me Swiper, Ben.
Under a certain age.
Give me a Swiper.
Under a certain age. I mean,
Blue's a dog.
we'll get Blue.
What if we
we'll
got
get
what if we
Blue.
got Steve and he just came on the
Right.
screen and was like, "Oh, hey, guess what, guys? I'm leaving."
What if the video that they posted online is actually like the beginning of his intro trailer to Smash or to
Amazing.
fucking Nick
No,
Smash?
Smash.
Yeah, to Smash.
No, every time they get a new character, like we gotta go check the mail, and then like they go open. up the
Oh
mailbox.
shit! If he had to go check the mail and he pulls out a fucking
Don't check the mail
invitation,
anymore. They don't check the mail anymore. They get emails.
Oh, yeah.
they're still checking the mail.
Yeah.
Well, no, it
I
would just
like
be
how Dom's on top of this.
it would just be a knock on the door.
Have to be.
It'd be a knock on the door. Be like, who's that? And it'll be like, oh, Special, we'll get a telegram for you because you need a physical. You get the physical. Hands in the envelope.
They don't check the mail anymore. They get emails now. So Brenden goes to an even more outdated form of communication.
Well, that's like a special delivery.
What? We're getting a Morse code?
Anyways, well, there goes our.
What's that up in the distance? Is that a smoke signal?
Is that someone using semaphore over there? It's got these little flags going?
I don't know what semaphore. I don't even know what that is, Mike. Is that like boat stuff?
Yeah. It's real nautical.
Bang. You're such a fucking naughty boy, Mike. Anyways, that's where we're gonna wrap things up with Mike being a naughty boy. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode 276 of the Pass Control Podcast. As always, you can find everything we do at passcontroller.io, on Twitter and on Instagram at passcontroller, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/passcontroller. If you're a friend of the show, fan of the show, want to help support the show, you can do that in a few different ways. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It is very, 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 very beneficial to us continuing to grow the show and meet more amazing people out there who want to listen to us talk about nonsense for an hour a week. If you share us on social media, share us with a friend, that is also very, very helpful. If you have a few bucks kicking around, you want to help support the show, you can do that in a few different ways. You can go to passcontroller.threadless.com, buying yourself some sick swag. You can go to patreon.com/passcontroller and becoming a patron, or you can subscribe to the Twitch channel at twitch.tv/passcontroller. If you want to keep the conversation up with us in our community, you can join our Discord server. You can also follow me at bgroom on social media. You can follow Mike at _MikeOpath, Todd at Toddy_by_nature, and Dom at PTC1 Little Spark. _1 Little Spark. And that'll do it for this week's episode 276. Until next time.